They're almost set here, the first of 9.
We are waiting on
Blue Spec Day, ready.
Everybody be ready.
The ground is soft 6. And the field of 5 are away in the first, and State of Power was in fact the first of them to jump out. Well is the front bar. She'll settle up there. Gypsy G on the inside. Tricks of the Trade in a race where there hasn't been a lot of pace early on. Rips around the outside, charges up now to get into second spot, so this gives the front bar a bit of cover, and dropping out last of all is He's a Sizzler. And so at the 800 they stride, and State of Power with Carberry controlling the shots in front. Well held, leads the way 3/4 clear from the favourite Tricks of the Trade. Over on the inside, Gypsy G running third, being closely followed then by the front bar, who's going to stalk Tricks of the Trade to the home turn, and 2 lengths behind those He's a Sizzler. And so in this order they neared the 400. State of Power now about to be joined by Tricks of the Trade, going up on the outside to get equal with it. Pike's about to let the front bar down behind them, Gypsy G, and here comes He's a Sizzler. It's starting to let loose as well from behind them. Tricks of the Trade races up, grabs the lead, but here comes He's a Sizzler on the outside of the front bar. Tricks of the Trade, He's a Sizzler. He's a Sizzler now gains the upper hand, and He's a Sizzler, too good, came from last. He's a Sizzler beat Tricks of the Trade, who suffers its first ever loss. Behind them third, the front bar battled away from Gypsy G, and back behind them 4 lengths astern is State of Power. He's a Sizzler, ridden by Chris Parnham. The sizzling 3-year-old He's a Sizzler was never going to be a maiden for too long, and has crunched them here, coming from back there last, just allowed to drop out the back. And we've seen the horse really show a great turn of foot there, and here at the 1200, although it was dictated the pace by State of Power, Tricks of the Trade rating there outside of it, and Pike being given the opportunity to slot the front bar one out with cover. He's a Sizzler gathered them up in the last 150 and has really stamped himself as a good horse in the making. For Oakland Park, trained by Dan Morton, ridden by Chris Parnham, and could be the start of a very nice day for Danny Morton's yard as well. He's a Sizzler, 5 runs, 1 win, 3 seconds. But some of those performances in defeat have been very, very encouraging, to say the least. Tricks of the Trade for the first time has got a cross against its name after all of those wins in the trials and race starts by Trade Fair from My Name's Trixie for Bill and Patricia Robinson, Colin Webster, Troy Turner, and third the front bar by Sessions Out of Visited for Neville Duncan, trained by Adam Durant and ridden by William Pike. Certainly Oakland Park have got some nice 3-year-olds in this early part of the season. Back there fourth was Gypsy G, State of Power dropping right out. Half a length by one of the margins in 1:13.22 on ground that is soft 6:35.12 the last 600. Jump 3:20, He's a Sizzler, and Tricks of the Trade 2:30. Next event, the Tab Touch West Speed Platinum Handicap, 1,000 metres the dash, and number 4 Excerpt is out there, so we've got a field of 7, a pay 1-2 in the next. Let's head down to the yard, and those yellow and black colours of Oakland Park, I reckon they're going to be seeing a fair bit more of this winner's enclosure too in the next few weeks.
Yes, certainly. Neville Duncan has a nice bunch of horses at the moment, finishing first and third in this race out of the only small field, but it is He's a Sizzler who is victorious for Danny Morton's yard. Danny with me now. Danny, this is a horse that deserved a victory after a number of placings.
Yeah, he's been knocking on the door and he's met these horses before, and they've beaten him obviously, but yeah, Chris was pretty savvy little ride I thought then, and stalked him, and he just let down super and got over him.
What were your thoughts during the run, particularly sort of rounding for home?
Yeah, Chris, before the race, I pretty much left it to him, and he wanted to switch him off, and because he has sort of over-raced in a couple of stages in races, so he was keen just to really relax him and just, obviously stalk those 2 that were going to be hard to beat.
Third run in this time in. What's next for him?
I'd like to think he might be a horse that, might head for better races come Ascot, but, he's in super form, so we'll just sort of let the dust settle on that and maybe try and find another one.
Is he a horse that just bounces through his runs really well when you get him back to the stable?
Yeah, he is. He's in a good, vein of fitness at the moment, so it's just a matter of keeping him sort of maintained at that. But I've actually been away for a week and a half in Broome, so the team's done a super job. Vinny went in super confident today. You probably noticed him pacing around out in the middle there, but yeah, so no, credit to the team. They've done a good job.
I'll tell the punters one thing. If Vinny's in the middle of the yard being on standby to be a double strapper, that's when we're on. Will he be out in the middle for Will Chino in the next?
Well, I hope so. When you've got a few runners, normally if the first one goes good, you have a good day. So hopefully you'll see him out there again.
All right, best of luck in the next one on this one.
Thank you.
There's Danny Morton and Chris Parnham's with Scott.
Is Chris, we're watching you in the run there, 5-horse field. It's always tactically interesting to watch, but you were happy enough to see those 4 in front of you do battle?
I was definitely happy to have a trail. I thought I might be a spot closer in the run, but he just, yeah, he travelled well throughout, and he just hasn't quite worked it out yet. He still wants to lay in when he hits the front, but he's not the finished racehorse yet, but he'll get there in time.
Certainly feels like, does he feel like there's more to give?
Definitely, I feel like there's probably another couple of gears there, but he's just not probably mentally mature enough to show it yet. But once the penny drops with him, he's going to be a really nice horse.
Thoughts on Will Chino in the next?
Yeah, she's racing really well, so you know, she won't miss a place.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
There's Chris Parnham after the victory on He's a Sizzler, partnering with Danny Morton, and the combination have the favourite in the next, Will Chino. But it's He's a Sizzler defeating Tricks of the Trade in race number 1.